Nikola Tesla is often remembered as a mysterious inventor, a man surrounded by stories, myths, and legends. But at the core of all these stories is one undeniable truth. Tesla was a visionary whose ideas fundamentally transformed how electricity is produced, transmitted, and used in our modern world. When we say his visionary ideas shaped the modern electrical world, we mean that the technologies that power nearly every home, building, factory, and device today can be traced back to ideas Tesla imagined long before they became reality. To understand how Tesla shaped modern electricity, we must first understand the world before his inventions. In the late 1800s, electricity was still new and experimental. Only a handful of places had electric lights, and those systems were weak, expensive, and could not transmit power very far. Most people lived in darkness at night, relying on gas lamps or candles. Even in big cities, electricity was something only the wealthy could afford. Scientists and inventors knew electricity had enormous potential, but they had not yet figured out how to deliver it safely and efficiently to entire populations. That is the world Tesla stepped into. Tesla's unique gift was his ability to see not only what was missing, but what was possible. He did not simply improve existing machines, he reimagined the entire structure of electrical power. While other inventors focused on small steps, Tesla imagined the complete future of electricity. He believed that energy could be transmitted across continents, and that machines could run without wires. He believed that electricity could make life easier, safer, and more comfortable for everyone, not just for the rich or for those living in big cities. These ideas may sound normal to us today, but in Tesla's time, they were revolutionary. The idea that shaped the modern electrical world the most was Tesla's insistence on alternating current, or AC. Before Tesla, the dominant system was direct current, or DC, which was supported by other inventors such as Thomas Edison. DC had serious limitations. It could only travel short distances before losing power, it required expensive wiring, and it was difficult to scale for large cities. Edison believed DC was the future because it was simple and already in use. But Tesla recognized DC limitations and imagined a better system. AC power was his solution. Unlike DC, alternating current could travel long distances without losing much energy. This meant that large power plants could be built far away from cities and still supply electricity to thousands or even millions of homes. Tesla designed AC motors and generators that were more efficient and more powerful than anything that came before. His entire system, the AC generator, transformer, motor, and transmission method, became the blueprint for modern electrical grids. Today, when you turn on a light, plug in your phone charger, or use an appliance, the electricity flowing into your house is almost certainly AC power based on Tesla's designs. But Tesla's visionary ideas went far beyond just AC power. He imagined a world where technology would be wireless, where machines could be controlled from a distance, and where energy could be shared across the globe. He believed that communication could be transmitted through invisible signals in the air. Many of these ideas sound like descriptions of modern inventions, Wi-Fi, radio, remote controls, drones, and even the early foundations of the Internet. Tesla did not build all these technologies himself, but the concepts behind them were clearly present in his writing, lectures, and notes. For example, Tesla was one of the first people to think seriously about wireless communication. He built and tested early radio transmitters long before many others. In fact, Several of his experiments proved that radio waves could carry information from one location to another without any wires. Though Guglielmo Marconi is often credited with inventing radio, Tesla's contributions came first, and many later inventions relied on Tesla's earlier patents and theories. Without Tesla's groundwork, the development of radio communication, and eventually wireless internet, might have been delayed for years or even decades. Another visionary idea Tesla had was wireless power transmission. Today, we are only beginning to see small-scale versions of this technology in things like wireless phone chargers. But Tesla imagined wireless power on a much larger level. He believed that entire communities could receive electricity through the air, without cables or power poles. This idea resulted in his Wardenclyffe Tower project, a massive structure he built on Long Island, New York. The tower was designed to transmit both information and electrical energy across long distances. Although the project was never completed due to financial difficulties, the idea behind it remains fascinating, and modern research is returning to similar concepts using new technologies. Tesla also believed in a world filled with automated machines. He designed one of the first remote, controlled boats, which he demonstrated in 1898 at Madison Square Garden. At the time, most people could not believe what they were seeing. Some even thought Tesla had hidden a tiny person inside the boat to operate it. But Tesla explained that he was using radio waves to control the machine remotely. This idea of remote operation is a key foundation of robotics, drones, and modern automation technologies. In a world today filled with remote, controlled devices, self-driving machines, and automated systems, Tesla's early demonstration stands as a powerful symbol of how far ahead his thinking was. One of the reasons Tesla could imagine these extraordinary future technologies was his unusual thinking process. He claimed that he could visualize machines in perfect detail in his mind, rotating them, adjusting them, and refining them before ever building them physically. This mental engineering method allowed him to develop ideas that were far more advanced than what most inventors could imagine. Where others needed experiments and prototypes, Tesla needed only thought. This ability to visualize in such detail was one of the main reasons Tesla's ideas often seemed like glimpses into the distant future. Tesla's visionary thinking was also supported by his deep understanding of natural forces. He spent years studying electricity, magnetism, physics, and energy. But he did not just learn what others had discovered, he pursued ideas beyond what was known. Tesla believed that the universe was full of hidden energy, and that with the right technology, humans could harness that energy. He imagined that energy from the Earth itself could be used to power machines. He imagined that the atmosphere could transmit signals and electricity. While not all his theories were scientifically correct, many were surprisingly close to ideas that modern science continues to explore. For example, some of Tesla's early ideas resemble modern concepts like wireless energy harvesting, Earth resonance, and even global communication networks. In many ways, Tesla thought less like a traditional inventor and more like a futuristic engineer, a person imagining not just the next step, but the next century of technological progress. Tesla's ideas also shaped public imagination about electricity. In the late 1800s, electricity was mysterious and frightening to many people. It was seen as dangerous and risky, but Tesla presented electricity as something beautiful, powerful, and full of possibilities. His public demonstrations where he lit lamps without wires, created artificial lightning, and showed glowing tubes that resembled modern fluorescent lights, helped people trust and embrace electricity. His ability to educate and inspire the public was an important part of shaping the modern electrical world. Tesla's vision also influenced how electricity became a tool for everyday life. He believed that electrification should make people's lives easier and more productive. He imagined machines doing difficult tasks so humans could focus on creativity and learning. Many of the household appliances we depend on today, fans, refrigerators, electric motors, washing machines, are based on principles Tesla either invented or significantly improved. The induction motor, one of his greatest inventions, is still used in millions of devices around the world. Even electric cars use motors based on Tesla's original designs. Tesla's belief in renewable energy is another area where his visionary ideas shaped the future. He thought that the Earth's natural forces, wind, water, sunlight, and heat from the ground, could provide clean energy for humanity. Long before modern environmental movements, Tesla spoke openly about the need to use renewable sources rather than polluting fuels. Today, as the world moves toward clean energy, Tesla's early ideas seem prophetic. Yet Tesla's visionary thinking came with challenges. Many of his ideas were too advanced for the technology of his time. Some of his inventions required materials, tools, or power sources that did not yet exist. Others needed funding that was difficult to obtain. Wealthy investors often preferred inventions that made quick profit, while Tesla's ideas were long-term and global. His inability to secure funding for some of his most ambitious projects meant that many of his ideas remained incomplete. But even incomplete ideas can shape the world, and Tesla's did. His notebooks, patents, and lectures continued to inspire scientists and engineers long after he passed away. Many of the technologies that define the modern world, electric grids, radios, wireless communication, radar, lasers, robotics, and even parts of modern computing, connect back to Tesla's thinking. Even the rotating magnetic field, a principle he discovered, became a fundamental concept in electric engineering. Tesla's influence can also be seen in the way people think about innovation. He showed that imagination and creativity are just as important as technical skill. He reminded the world that big ideas often begin as dreams, and that being ahead of your time is not a weakness. It is a mark of visionary thinking. Today, companies, researchers, and inventors still look to Tesla as a symbol of what is possible when imagination and science come together. So when we say, Nikola Tesla's visionary ideas shaped the modern electrical world, we are acknowledging that the world we live in, full of electricity, automation, communication, and advanced technology, was shaped by ideas he saw long before others did. Tesla did not just build machines, he built the foundation of a future-driven world. To continue understanding how Nikola Tesla's visionary ideas shaped the modern electrical world, it is important to look deeper into how his thinking influenced not only the science of electricity, but also the culture around technology and innovation. Tesla's contributions were not isolated events. They formed a chain of ideas that continue to impact the world long after his lifetime. Tesla's AC system is the most direct example of his influence, but it is only one part of a bigger picture. His deep understanding of electrical principles led him to develop a new way of thinking about energy. Before Tesla, electricity was seen as a luxury or a scientific curiosity. After Tesla, electricity became a basic necessity, something every society depends on. This shift was not accidental. It happened because Tesla demonstrated that electricity could be produced efficiently, transmitted safely, and used in everyday life. His inventions did not simply improve electricity, they made it accessible and scalable. In the 1890s, when Tesla worked with George Westinghouse, the world saw the first real demonstration of power on a massive scale. The Niagara Falls Power Project, based entirely on Tesla's AC system, provided electricity to homes, industries, and cities miles away from the falls. This moment proved to the world that Tesla's system was not just a theory, it was the future of energy. Today, the same basic principles of the AC system are still being used to transmit electricity across countries and continents. The moment electricity became global can be traced directly back to Tesla's vision. Another aspect of Tesla's visionary thinking was his belief that technology should adapt to human needs. Many inventors of his time were focused only on solving one technical challenge at a time. Tesla instead imagined how future societies would live and created inventions that supported those lifestyles. For example, he predicted that the world would rely on personal devices for communication. Although he did not have the technology to build smartphones, he described devices that sound remarkably similar. In interviews, Tesla spoke about a handheld instrument that could connect to information from around the world. This idea resembles modern smartphones and wireless connectivity. This ability to foresee future needs came from Tesla's habit of imagining technology decades ahead of his time. He believed that energy and information could become universally accessible. In a world today full of Wi-Fi, satellites, and global communication networks, Tesla's predictions look incredibly accurate. He regularly talked about global information systems that could connect people instantly, regardless of distance. The early foundations of the modern digital world echo Tesla's early concepts. Tesla also shaped the modern electrical world through his contributions to electromagnetism. Many of his discoveries in magnetic fields, resonance, and oscillation became foundational principles in physics and engineering. His rotating magnetic field principle, for example, plays a key role in nearly all alternate and current machinery today. It is the core technology behind motors that power factories, appliances, and countless other devices. Without Tesla's original discovery, industries around the world would look completely different. Even fields that Tesla did not directly work in were influenced by his ideas. His experiments with high-frequency currents, radio waves, and electrical resonance contributed to the early development of technologies such as radar, X-rays, wireless networking, and even early forms of remote sensing. Engineers working decades after Tesla continued to use theories he wrote about long before their own research began. Another area where Tesla shaped modern electricity was through the concept of efficiency. Tesla always believed machines should work smarter, not harder. He designed motors that ran with less energy waste, generators that produced power more efficiently, and transformers that allowed electricity to be delivered over long distances without losing strength. Modern electrical engineering emphasizes efficiency, sustainability, and minimal energy loss. All ideas Tesla promoted long before they became mainstream. Tesla's influence also extended to safety in electrical systems. Although many people think of electricity as dangerous, the systems Tesla designed were based on principles that reduced risk and improved reliability. His use of alternating current reduced the chances of short circuits and overloads when compared with early DC systems. He also emphasized grounding, insulation, and proper system design, all elements still taught in engineering classes today. His careful attention to safety helped society gain trust in electricity. allowing it to spread into homes and businesses around the world. In addition to his scientific innovations, Tesla's visionary ideas shaped how people thought about inventors and creativity. In the 1800s, inventors were often seen as practical, hands-on builders. Tesla broke this stereotype by showing that invention could also come from imagination and theory. He believed that ideas were just as powerful as physical tools. This mindset influenced later generations of innovators who learned that creativity, curiosity, and imagination were essential parts of scientific progress. Tesla's public demonstrations also helped shape the modern culture of science. When he performed electrical shows lighting lamps wirelessly, creating controlled bolts of electrical discharge, or showing his famous Tesla coils, he didn't just prove his inventions worked. He inspired people to think about electricity with excitement rather than fear. This shift in public attitude helped society embrace electrical technology faster and more willingly. The modern acceptance of new technologies, from the first radios to today's smartphones, can be partially linked back to the culture Tesla helped create. A culture of curiosity, wonder, and trust in innovation. One of the most visionary aspects of Tesla's thinking was his dream of a world connected through energy. He imagined cities powered entirely by renewable sources and technologies that allowed humans to share information freely. He even believed that energy could become so abundant and efficient that it would no longer be a major cost for families or industries. While we have not reached that future yet, many modern goals, such as renewable energy, sustainability, and global communication, were predicted by Tesla more than a century ago. Tesla's ideas also shaped the future of transportation. Although he did not invent electric cars, he designed motors that later became essential to building them. The induction motor, which Tesla perfected, is widely used in many types of electric vehicles today. The push toward electric mobility, cars, scooters, buses, and even trains, relies heavily on principles Tesla discovered. Tesla's name being used for a modern electric car brand is a symbolic reminder of how deeply his ideas shaped the future of transportation. Tesla's influence even reached space science. Some of his theories about electromagnetic waves and resonance were studied later by scientists working on communication technologies used in satellites. The concept of transmitting signals across long distances through the air, which Tesla explored through powerful wireless transmitters, is fundamental to the modern space-based communication systems that connect the world today. Although Tesla did not work on rockets or spacecraft, his visions of global communication contributed to the mindset that made space exploration and satellite communications feel achievable. Another powerful way Tesla shaped the modern electrical world was through inspiration. Many scientists, engineers, and innovators who came after him described Tesla as one of their inspirations. His willingness to think differently gave future generations the courage to imagine new possibilities. When young engineers study Tesla's work, they often find themselves inspired to push boundaries and create technologies that improve society. Tesla's ideas did not stop evolving when he passed away. They continue to grow in the minds of those who follow in his footsteps. Tesla also shaped the culture of innovation by showing that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the path toward it. Many of his greatest ideas were rejected, underfunded, or misunderstood, yet he continued to imagine bigger possibilities. This perseverance has become part of his legacy. Today, students and scientists often look at Tesla's challenges as proof that even great ideas may be ignored at first, but they can still change the world when pursued with determination. Tesla's life also teaches an important lesson about the long-term impact of visionary ideas. During his lifetime, many of his ideas were not fully appreciated. But over time, as the world advanced, society began to recognize how far ahead of his time he was. Technologies that once seemed impossible, wireless communication, renewable energy concepts, and global power network, are now everyday realities or serious research areas. This shows that visionary ideas can shape the world, even if they are not immediately understood. In the modern world, when engineers design electrical grids, motors, communication systems, or wireless devices, they are often building on Tesla's principles. His work remains part of the foundation of electrical engineering education. Universities teach Tesla's theories, companies use his inventions, and industries follow his principles. This ongoing influence demonstrates how deeply Tesla's ideas shaped the world. Tesla's imaginative approach also set the stage for futurism, a field focused on predicting and shaping the technologies of tomorrow. Today, many scientists and thinkers try to predict the future of energy, artificial intelligence, communication, and transportation. Tesla acted as an early futurist, using imagination and science to predict what humanity would need decades later. His ability to foresee the future helped set a model for how society thinks about long-term technological progress. Overall, Tesla's visionary ideas continue to form the backbone of modern technology. Electrical grids, household appliances, wireless communication, radio waves, remote, controlled machines, clean energy goals, and even modern attitudes toward innovation all carry traces of his influence. When we say Nikola Tesla's visionary ideas shaped the modern electrical world, we are recognizing that his imagination has become part of our everyday reality. Tesla's life shows that the most powerful ideas are the ones that look beyond the present and imagine what the future could be. His visionary thinking transformed electricity from a scientific curiosity into the foundation of modern civilization. The lights we turn on at night, the devices we use daily, and the systems that run our world all reflect the legacy of a man who saw the future before anyone else did. Tesla's ideas created the blueprint for a world powered by creativity, innovation, and imagination. When we say Nikola Tesla's AC power system revolutionized global energy distribution, we are saying that his ideas completely transformed the way electricity travels from where it is produced to where it is used. But to fully understand this transformation, we need to look at the world before Tesla's inventions, the problems that existed, and how his revolutionary system changed everything about how electricity powers modern life. Before Tesla, electricity was still new, weak, and extremely limited. In the late 1800s, cities were just beginning to experiment with electric lighting, and almost all of those early systems used direct current, or DC power. DC was supported by Thomas Edison, who had built some of the first commercial power systems in the United States. At first, DC seemed like a good idea, simple, easy to understand, and already in use. But DC had a major weakness. It could not travel far. The moment electricity began to move through wires, it started to lose strength. After only a short distance, sometimes just a mile or two, the power would become too weak to use. This limited DC power systems to small areas, usually wealthy neighborhoods or business districts. This problem created what many called the energy barrier. Electricity was clearly important, but DC could not deliver it over long distances. This meant that most people, especially those far from power stations or in smaller towns, had no access to electricity at all. And even where electricity existed, the system was expensive, inefficient, and difficult to maintain. Edison tried to solve the problem by building more power stations, but this solution only added costs and made electricity even less accessible. That is the moment Tesla stepped in with a completely different idea: alternating current, or AC power. Tesla believed that AC electricity that constantly changes direction instead of flowing in a single direction was the key to a much larger, more powerful, and more efficient electrical system. At first, many people doubted his idea. AC was unfamiliar and seemed complicated, but Tesla saw something others didn't. AC could be transformed. It could be increased or decreased in voltage very easily using a device called a transformer, and this ability changed everything. The transformer became the heart of Tesla's AC system. By increasing the voltage, electricity could travel long distances with very little loss of power. Then, near homes or workplaces, transformers could reduce the voltage back to safe, usable levels. This solved the single biggest problem of electricity distribution: distance. For the first time in history, a power plant could be built far away from a city and still supply that city with strong, reliable electricity. This ability made AC power a revolutionary breakthrough. Suddenly, electricity was no longer limited to a few streets or neighborhoods. It could be spread across entire regions. Cities, towns, and even rural areas could be connected to one power grid. This was not just a scientific victory, it was a social and economic transformation. Electricity could now reach factories, farms, schools, and homes on a scale people had never imagined. But Tesla didn't just invent the idea of AC. He invented the machines that made the system work. He created the AC induction motor, a device that used his rotating magnetic field principle to produce smooth, powerful, and efficient mechanical energy. Unlike earlier motors that were slow and unreliable, Tesla's motor was ideal for powering machinery. Factories, mines, pumps, and elevators quickly adopted AC motors because they were cheaper to maintain and more energy efficient. This led to a major shift in industrial power, moving from steam engines and mechanical belts to fully electric systems. Tesla also designed AC generators that produced electricity efficiently, AC transformers that transferred energy between circuits, and advanced wiring systems that safely delivered high voltage power over long distances. In fact, Tesla's entire AC system, from generation to transmission to usage, was a complete, unified plan. No one before Tesla had produced such a perfect, interconnected design for large-scale electricity distribution. One of the biggest tests of Tesla's AC power system was the War of Currents, a famous competition between Tesla's AC and Edison's DC. Edison spent years trying to convince the public that AC was dangerous and that DC was safer. He even demonstrated staged accidents to frighten people. But while Edison focused on fear, Tesla focused on engineering. His system spoke for itself. It worked. It delivered power farther, more efficiently, and at lower cost. And when industries and governments compared the two systems, it became clear that Tesla's AC was the future. The turning point came with the Niagara Falls Power Project, one of the most important events in technological history. Engineers wanted to harness the massive energy of the waterfall and turn it into electricity. But they needed a system capable of sending that electricity all the way to Buffalo, a city miles away. Edison's DC system could not do it. Tesla's AC system could. Westinghouse, who had partnered with Tesla, won the contract, and the project succeeded beautifully. When the first power from Niagara Falls lit the city of Buffalo in 1896, the world understood that that AC was the true future of electricity. The success of Niagara Falls was like opening a door to a new era. After that moment, cities around the world began adopting Tesla's AC system. Power stations were built far from cities, connected by long transmission lines. People in rural regions gained access to electricity for the first time. Factories became more efficient and safer because electrical motors replaced steam engines. Cities became brighter, cleaner, and more active at night. The widespread adoption of electricity created new industries and changed daily life forever. But the revolution did not stop there. Tesla's AC system created the blueprint for the global power grid, an interconnected network that now spans entire countries and even crosses borders. Today's high-voltage transmission lines, substations, and transformers all operate on principles Tesla introduced. Even when companies use modern equipment, the underlying architecture remains the same: generation at power plants, long-distance transmission at high voltage, and local distribution at low voltage. In the modern world, almost all electricity used in homes and businesses is AC. When you plug in a device, turn on a light, or charge your phone, the power that reaches you has traveled through a system Tesla designed over a century ago. Even renewable energy sources like wind turbines and hydroelectric dams often use AC generators based on Tesla's principles. His influence reaches into nearly every corner of modern energy production. The most powerful part of Tesla's AC revolution is how it changed people's lives. Before AC power, people lived in darkness at night, performed hard labor manually, and relied on slow or dangerous machines. After AC power, daily life became safer, easier, and more productive. Homes began using electric lights, fans, irons, and other appliances. Factories became more efficient, producing goods faster and more cheaply. Schools, hospitals, and businesses gained better lighting and safer equipment. Electricity also improved transportation through electric streetcars, elevators, and later trains. Tesla's system made not just electricity, but modern civilization possible. Without AC power, major inventions that came later, computers, communication systems, household appliances, modern transportation, would have taken much longer to appear, and some might never have been practical at all. One more important aspect of Tesla's AC revolution was centralization of power generation. Before AC, electricity could only be produced in many small local stations. After AC, large power plants became practical because they could send electricity long distances. This led to cheaper energy production and more stable power systems. Today, power stations can be located near natural resources, coal, water, wind, solar, far from cities, and still supply millions of people. This arrangement is the direct result of Tesla's AC system. Tesla's AC revolution also paved the way for international energy research, including high-voltage transmission, smart grids, and even renewable energy integration. The research fields that engineers study today, like power system stability, energy distribution, electrical safety, and grid optimization, all trace back to the framework Tesla created. His contributions didn't just solve the problems of his time. They laid the foundation for 150 years of electricity research. Perhaps one of the most impressive things about Tesla's AC system is that it remains dominant even in the 21st century. Modern engineers have improved materials, increased efficiency, and added digital control systems, but the basic idea remains unchanged. Tesla imagined a world connected by electricity long before it existed, and he built a system capable of supporting that vision. The fact that his AC system still powers the world today shows how far ahead of his time he truly was. The revolution Tesla started continues to influence future technologies. Smart grids, renewable energy farms, electric vehicles, and battery storage systems all rely on AC principles. Even when devices use DC internally, like smartphones or computers, they still receive power through AC lines using transformers and adapters. Tesla's influence is literally built into the walls of every modern home. When we say Tesla's AC system revolutionized global energy distribution, we are saying that he did not simply invent a new kind of electricity. He redesigned the world around it. He built the backbone of the modern energy system, solved problems that had blocked the growth of electricity, and made it possible for billions of people to have access to power. Tesla's AC system didn't just change the way energy moved, it changed the way the world lived. Continuing from the first half, Nikola Tesla's AC power system not only solved immediate problems with electricity, but also set the stage for the modern global energy infrastructure. To truly appreciate this, we need to explore how AC transformed energy usage, industry, society, and even culture. After the success of the Niagara Falls project in 1896, Tesla's AC system gained worldwide recognition. Governments and industries quickly realized that AC could carry electricity farther, safer, and more efficiently than DC. Cities across Europe, Asia, and the Americas began implementing AC-based power systems. This marked the start of the first truly global energy revolution, connecting urban and rural areas and laying the foundation for modern cities. Tesla's innovations in AC power also changed industrial operations forever. Factories no longer relied on mechanical steam engines or inefficient DC motors. AC motors could power machines over long distances with minimal energy loss. Factories became cleaner, faster, and safer, leading to a surge in productivity during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The industrial adoption of AC created an indirect revolution. It made goods cheaper, increased wages for workers, and enabled urban expansion as industries grew around electrically powered cities. In essence, Tesla's AC system did not just supply electricity, it fueled economic growth. Another remarkable aspect of AC power is its scalability. Tesla's system was designed to grow with demand. As cities expanded, additional generators, transformers, and transmission lines could be added without redesigning the entire network. This scalability is why AC remains the global standard for electricity distribution. Even today, as population density increases and new technologies demand more energy, Tesla's system adapts without losing reliability. High-voltage AC transmission is still the backbone of the modern grid. Tesla's AC power system also revolutionized long-distance transmission. Before AC, energy distribution was local and fragmented. Large cities could have power, but rural and distant communities were left in the dark. AC changed that by enabling electricity to be transmitted over hundreds of miles. Transformers could step up the voltage for transmission and step it down for safe household use. This principle allowed the first regional and eventually national grids to form, connecting power sources, cities, and even cross-border networks. Tesla's AC system was the first truly global energy solution. The adoption of AC power also led to socioeconomic transformations. Communities that previously had no access to electricity suddenly experienced a quality of life change. Electric lights replaced gas lamps, making streets safer and homes more functional at night. Electrical appliances like fans, irons, and heaters became possible, improving daily comfort and productivity. Schools could operate longer hours, hospitals could use better equipment, and industries could automate previously labor-intensive tasks. AC power brought a modern lifestyle to people who had never imagined it. Tesla's AC system also made electrification of transportation possible. Streetcars, trolleys, and electric trains became practical because AC could supply consistent power over long tracks. Before AC, electrically powered vehicles were limited to short distances or required complex DC setups. By using AC, cities could develop reliable and affordable public transportation systems, reducing reliance on horses, steam engines, and human labor. This mobility revolutionized urban planning and economic activity, allowing cities to expand and populations to grow. Tesla's innovations also set the stage for modern communication systems. Many early telegraph and radio systems relied on electricity for transmission. AC systems provided a more stable and powerful energy source, enabling longer-distance communication. This stability and reliability were crucial for telecommunication, radio broadcasting, and later, electrical networks that supported computers and digital infrastructure. Without AC, many communication technologies that define the modern era would have been limited or delayed. Another critical contribution of Tesla's AC system was its role in powering renewable energy sources. Hydroelectric dams, wind turbines, and modern solar farms rely on AC generation and distribution principles. Tesla's AC system made it feasible to convert natural energy sources into usable electricity, then transmit it efficiently to where it was needed. Even in today's sustainable energy projects, AC grids remain the standard method for delivering power to millions of homes and businesses worldwide. Tesla's AC system also fundamentally changed the economics of electricity. By allowing power generation to occur far from populated areas, AC reduced costs associated with building multiple small power plants. It also minimized losses during transmission, improving efficiency. This efficiency made electricity more affordable and accessible, driving adoption across the globe. Tesla's system effectively democratized electricity, turning it from a luxury into a universal utility. Tesla's vision also included safety improvements. AC allowed for higher voltages to travel over long distances while maintaining safe voltage levels at consumption points. It also reduced the need for dangerous mechanical engines in factories. Safety improvements, combined with efficiency, helped electricity gain public trust. Without this trust, widespread adoption might have been delayed and global development slowed. Tesla's AC system created a framework for modern electrical engineering education. Universities worldwide use his principles to teach power generation, transformers, transmission, motors, and distribution. Engineers learn AC design and implementation based on Tesla's models. His work laid the foundation for every power system design, from small municipal grids to massive national networks. By shaping the way engineers think, Tesla ensured that his ideas would influence energy distribution for generations. The global adoption of AC also triggered technological spin-offs. Electric motors became the standard in industry. Transformers enabled telecommunications, electric heating, and lighting systems. The principles of AC inspired other electrical innovations, including induction heating, radio frequency transmission, and alternating magnetic fields used in modern technologies. Every subsequent electrical breakthrough has a connection to Tesla's work. Tesla's AC system also influenced international cooperation. As electricity became essential, countries began coordinating on standards for voltage, frequency, and transmission methods. AC success made it easier to standardize global energy networks, paving the way for international energy trade and interconnected grids. Today, Europe, Asia, and North America all use standardized AC systems, allowing electricity to cross borders efficiently. An achievement Tesla could hardly have imagined in his time, but one rooted in his foundational work. Tesla's AC revolution was also symbolic. It represented the triumph of visionary thinking over immediate profit. While Edison focused on DC for short-term gains, Tesla pursued the better system for long-term benefit. His success demonstrated that innovation driven by efficiency, scalability, and practicality could outlast fear, mongering, skepticism, and financial limitations. This principle continues to inspire modern engineers, entrepreneurs, and policymakers. The long-term impact of Tesla's AC system is seen in modern grid resilience and expansion. In the 21st century, power grids must integrate renewable sources, manage variable demand, and withstand natural disasters. Tesla's AC principles, especially high voltage transmission and efficient transformation, allow modern grids to be flexible, resilient, and capable of supporting complex energy ecosystems. His work is not just historical, it continues to guide present-day energy infrastructure planning. Finally, Tesla's AC system shaped the cultural perception of electricity. Before AC, electricity was limited, expensive, and sometimes feared. After Tesla, electricity became a symbol of progress, innovation, and modern life. The electrified cities, factories, and homes of the 20th century reflected Tesla's vision. Today, electricity is central to nearly every aspect of human life: work, education, entertainment, transportation, and communication. Tesla's AC system made all of this possible. In conclusion, Nikola Tesla's AC power system did far more than deliver electricity. It redefined the possibilities of energy. It solved the limitations of DC, enabled long-distance transmission, improved industrial productivity, lowered costs, democratized electricity, and shaped modern cities. It created a framework for global grids, renewable energy, modern engineering education, and technological innovation. Tesla's work was not just an invention. It was a global transformation that continues to affect billions of people every day. His AC system truly revolutionized energy distribution and laid the foundation for the modern world as we know it. Nikola Tesla was not just an inventor. He was a visionary whose imagination often extended decades beyond the technology of his era. When we say that Tesla's inventions were far ahead of his time, we mean that many of the devices and ideas he developed could not be fully realized or appreciated during his life because the world lacked the necessary technology, infrastructure, or understanding. His ability to imagine the future and design inventions for it is one of the most remarkable aspects of his genius. One of the clearest examples of Tesla being ahead of his time is his work on alternating current AC. During the late 1800s, most electrical systems relied on direct current DC, promoted by Thomas Edison. DC had significant limitations, including the inability to transmit power over long distances efficiently. Tesla recognized this limitation and invented the AC system, complete with transformers, induction motors, and generators. At the time, AC was considered complex and potentially dangerous, and many engineers and investors were skeptical. Tesla's vision of a worldwide AC-powered electrical grid could not be immediately implemented because cities, industries, and governments were still tied to DC infrastructure. Yet, decades later, his AC system became the backbone of modern electricity distribution, proving that his ideas were far ahead of the technology and societal readiness of his time. Tesla's foresight was not limited to electricity. He also imagined the concepts of wireless communication and energy transmission long before they became a reality. In the 1890s and early 1900s, Tesla conducted experiments with wireless transmission of electrical signals and energy. He built the Wardenclyffe Tower, intended to transmit both information and electrical power without wires, on a global scale. Today, concepts like Wi-Fi, radio communication, and even wireless charging for devices are common. But in Tesla's era, these ideas seemed almost magical. Most investors and scientists could not understand the practical applications or the potential of such technology. So many of Tesla's wireless inventions were never fully funded or implemented. His vision of a wireless world was decades ahead of its time. Tesla also explored high-frequency currents and resonance phenomena, which today form the foundation of many modern technologies. His experiments with high-voltage and high-frequency electricity demonstrated phenomena that were poorly understood in his era. For example, he created artificial lightning, fluorescent and neon lights, and devices that could transmit energy through the air. While these experiments fascinated the public, they were often dismissed as curiosities or impractical novelties. Only decades later did scientists and engineers realize the potential of Tesla's discoveries for applications in medicine, communication, and electrical engineering. Another example of Tesla's forward-thinking inventions was his work in robotics and remote control. In 1898, Tesla demonstrated a remote-controlled boat using radio waves, one of the first devices ever controlled without physical contact. At that time, the idea that machines could operate without human touch seemed futuristic and even unbelievable. Tesla predicted a future in which wireless remote control could be applied to vehicles, machinery, and eventually military operations. Today, remote-controlled devices, drones, and automation systems are widespread, but Tesla envisioned this technology over a century ago, when most of the world could not even imagine it. Tesla also had visionary ideas in energy generation and environmental sustainability. He imagined harnessing natural energy sources such as wind, solar, and geothermal energy long before the modern renewable energy movement. He believed that clean and abundant energy could be available to all humans, creating a world where energy was not a scarce resource but a shared, almost limitless utility. While these ideas were considered impossible in his time, they align closely with contemporary efforts to build sustainable energy systems. Tesla's thinking anticipated challenges and solutions that would only become critical decades after his death. Even some of Tesla's inventions that were completed and patented were underappreciated because society and technology were not ready for them. For example, Tesla experimented with electric oscillators, turbines, and bladeless engines that could theoretically revolutionize industry and power production. Many of these devices could not be implemented with the materials, precision engineering, or funding available at the time. Similarly, his ideas for global wireless energy transmission required technologies that were decades away from being developed, such as high-capacity generators, advanced circuits, and regulatory frameworks. Tesla's inventions often existed conceptually long before they could be practically applied. Tesla's visionary mindset also extended to communications technology. He speculated about devices that could transmit images, sound, and information across long distances. He predicted concepts similar to modern television, radio broadcasting, and even smartphones. In an era when telegraphs and primitive telephones were the norm, imagining a world connected by instantaneous wireless communication was revolutionary. Tesla foresaw the digital age long before the electronic and computing technologies existed to support it. Tesla's genius also lay in his ability to conceptualize devices with minimal prototypes. Unlike many inventors, Tesla often visualized his inventions completely in his mind before constructing them. He claimed to mentally test and refine machines, circuits, and devices to the point where they could be built without trial and error. This extraordinary ability meant that he could design technologies that were technically ahead of the engineering standards of his era. Many of his contemporaries could not even imagine such devices, let alone replicate them, making Tesla seem eccentric or unrealistic. However, being ahead of his time came with challenges. Tesla often struggled to gain financial support for his ideas because investors could not immediately see practical applications or profits. Many of his most revolutionary concepts, like wireless energy transmission and bladeless turbines, were never fully realized because the world was not prepared to invest in technologies whose value would only be understood decades later. Even today, some of Tesla's patents and ideas are still being studied and applied in ways that he imagined long ago. Tesla's futuristic thinking also influenced modern science and engineering. Concepts that were once considered impossible or fantasy, like wireless power, robotics, and renewable energy, are now active fields of research and development. Many engineers and scientists acknowledge Tesla as an inspiration precisely because he envisioned technologies and applications before they were feasible. His inventions and ideas serve as a bridge between imagination and practical technology, showing that thinking beyond the limits of contemporary knowledge can ultimately reshape the world. In conclusion, Nikola Tesla's inventions were far ahead of his time because he could imagine technologies and applications that society, infrastructure, and materials could not yet support. His AC system, wireless energy experiments, high-frequency devices, remote, controlled machinery, and visionary predictions for communication and renewable energy all demonstrate a mind capable of seeing the future decades before it arrived. Tesla's genius lies not only in what he built, but in what he envisioned, inspiring future generations to develop technologies that he could only imagine. His life reminds us that being ahead of one's time may seem impractical in the present, but it can lay the foundation for the future. Nikola Tesla's rivalry with Thomas Edison is one of the most famous conflicts in the history of science and technology, often referred to as the War of Currents. This competition between Tesla's alternating current AC and Edison's direct current DC had a profound impact on how electricity was distributed, how technology evolved, and how modern electrical systems were developed. Understanding this rivalry helps us see why Tesla's contributions were not just brilliant inventions, but also pivotal in shaping the future of electricity worldwide. At the heart of the rivalry was a disagreement over the most practical and efficient way to deliver electricity. Edison had invested heavily in DC power and was promoting it as the standard for electrical distribution. DC power flows in one direction, which makes it relatively simple and safe for short distances. However, it cannot travel long distances efficiently without losing power. This limitation meant that DC systems required numerous power stations located close to consumers, which was costly and impractical for large cities or rural areas. Tesla, on the other hand, believed that AC power was the future. Alternating current constantly changes direction, allowing voltage to be increased or decreased easily using transformers. By stepping up voltage for transmission and stepping it down near homes or factories, AC could travel long distances efficiently, making it possible to build centralized power plants that could serve entire cities or regions. Tesla's ideas promised a system that was not only more efficient, but also more scalable, safer, and economically viable in the long term. The rivalry began in earnest when Tesla left Edison's company in the mid-1880s. Tesla had initially worked for Edison in New York, helping to improve DC generators and systems. Tesla claimed that Edison had promised him a large bonus if he succeeded in redesigning DC equipment. But when he completed the work, Edison allegedly refused to pay. Frustrated and believing in his own ideas, Tesla left Edison's company and began pursuing his AC vision independently. This marked the beginning of a conflict that would extend beyond personal grievances into a battle for the future of global electricity. Edison, seeing AC as a threat to his business and investment in DC, actively campaigned against it. He used fear tactics to convince the public that AC was dangerous. Edison staged public demonstrations in which animals were electrocuted with AC, trying to prove that the system was unsafe. He also argued that AC could not be trusted for homes or businesses. These campaigns became part of the public narrative of the war of currents, turning a technical debate into a highly visible battle of ideas. Edison's efforts delayed public acceptance of AC in some areas, but they could not stop the engineering reality. AC was simply a superior system for long-distance power transmission. Tesla, in collaboration with George Westinghouse, countered Edison's campaign with demonstrations that showed AC power could be used safely and effectively. Westinghouse licensed Tesla's patents for AC motors and transformers, and together they built the infrastructure for AC generation and distribution. Tesla's experiments with AC motors and lighting proved that alternating current was practical, efficient, and safe. By demonstrating the real-world applications of AC, Tesla and Westinghouse gradually won public and industrial support. The rivalry came to a climax with the construction of the Niagara Falls hydroelectric plant in the mid-1890s. This project required transmitting electricity over long distances to supply the city of Buffalo, New York. Edison's DC system could not accomplish this efficiently, but Tesla's AC system was perfectly suited for the task. The success of Niagara Falls became a symbolic victory for AC and validated Tesla's ideas on a grand scale. It marked the beginning of widespread adoption of AC power in the United States and eventually around the world. The consequences of Tesla's rivalry with Edison went far beyond the technical debate. First, it accelerated public awareness of electricity as a transformative technology. Before the war of currents, electricity was mostly limited to small areas and industries. The rivalry made electricity a topic of national discussion, sparking curiosity, investment, and experimentation. People began to understand that electricity could change their lives, power cities, and drive new industries. Tesla's ability to demonstrate AC potential convinced governments, engineers, and investors to think bigger about energy distribution. Second, the rivalry established AC as the global standard for electricity distribution. Had Edison's DC system prevailed, the world's electrical infrastructure would have been fragmented, expensive, and inefficient. Tesla's vision of high-voltage AC transmission allowed the construction of large-scale grids, centralized power plants, and efficient long-distance energy delivery. Today, almost all electricity around the world is transmitted as AC, with DC used only in specialized applications such as electronics or very long-distance interconnections. Tesla's victory in this rivalry literally shaped the infrastructure of modern civilization. Third, the rivalry highlighted the importance of innovation, entrepreneurship, and collaboration in technological progress. Tesla's work with Westinghouse demonstrated that invention alone is not enough. It requires partners who understand, fund, and implement the ideas. Edison's business approach, while initially dominant, ultimately could not overcome the technical advantages of AC combined with Tesla's patents. The war of currents showed that visionary ideas must be coupled with practical implementation and public trust to succeed. The rivalry also influenced the way electricity was perceived in society. Edison's fear campaigns highlighted safety concerns, which forced Tesla and Westinghouse to prioritize safe design and public education. This emphasis on electrical safety continues to be a critical component of engineering standards today. Regulations, insulation, grounding, and public awareness campaigns all have roots in the debates and demonstrations that occurred during the War of Currents. Moreover, the conflict between Tesla and Edison set a precedent for future technological competitions. In many ways, it mirrors modern debates between rival technologies such as AC vs. DC in electric vehicles, iOS vs. Android in smartphones, or renewable energy vs. fossil fuels. Tesla's victory in the War of Currents demonstrates that superior technology, when implemented thoughtfully, can overcome entrenched interests and skepticism, even if it faces strong opposition. First, Tesla's rivalry with Edison also had a personal dimension that shaped the perception of inventors as cultural heroes. Edison was celebrated as a practical, hands-on inventor and businessman, while Tesla became seen as the archetype of the visionary genius who imagines the future before it exists. This narrative of rivalry created a story that captured public imagination, inspiring later generations of scientists, engineers, and inventors to think boldly and pursue transformative ideas. The image of Tesla as the brilliant but misunderstood genius is inseparable from his conflict with Edison, and it emphasizes the human drama behind technological progress. Finally, the rivalry influenced the direction of innovation in electricity for decades. The adoption of AC power opened doors to technologies that would not have been possible under a DC-only system. Long-distance transmission, electric lighting, industrial automation, and even modern computing and communication networks all rely on AC principles developed and demonstrated by Tesla. Edison's emphasis on DC might have slowed this progress, but the competition between the two men forced engineers to rigorously evaluate both systems, ultimately leading to better designs and safer standards. In conclusion, Nikola Tesla's rivalry with Thomas Edison was more than a personal or business conflict. It was a battle that shaped the trajectory of electricity for the modern world. By challenging Edison's DC system with his AC innovations, Tesla not only proved the superiority of alternating current, but also accelerated the adoption of electricity globally. This rivalry raised public awareness, influenced industry standards, emphasized safety, and demonstrated the importance of vision, collaboration, and perseverance in technological advancement. Tesla's victory in the war of currents ensured that the future of electricity was efficient, scalable, and capable of powering the modern world, forever leaving his mark on the course of technological history. Nikola Tesla was a pioneer in multiple fields of technology, and his work laid the foundations for inventions that are integral to modern life. Among his most significant contributions were advancements in radio, wireless energy transmission, and early robotics concepts. Although many of his ideas were not fully recognized or implemented during his lifetime, they have had a profound influence on science, engineering, and technology over the past century. Tesla's work in these areas demonstrates his ability to think far ahead of his time and his talent for translating abstract principles into revolutionary inventions. Tesla's contribution to radio, Tesla's work in radio, is a critical chapter in the history of wireless communication. During the late 19th and early 20th centuries, scientists were exploring ways to transmit signals without wires. Tesla conducted extensive experiments with high-frequency currents, oscillators, and tuned circuits, all of which were essential for radio technology. He demonstrated that it was possible to transmit electrical signals through the air over long distances, an idea that would later become the foundation of modern radio broadcasting. In 1893, Tesla publicly demonstrated a wireless transmission of energy and information at the World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago. He lit lamps wirelessly and explained the principles of transmitting signals without wires. These demonstrations captured the attention of scientists and engineers and provided practical proof that wireless communication was possible. Tesla's use of tuned circuits and resonant frequencies was especially important, as it allowed signals to be selectively transmitted and received without interference, a principle still used in modern radios, televisions, and mobile phones. Although Guglielmo Marconi is often credited with inventing the radio, Tesla's earlier patents and experiments laid much of the groundwork. In fact, in 1943, the U.S. Supreme Court recognized Tesla's patents as foundational to radio technology, confirming that many of his ideas had been used by Marconi and others. Tesla's contributions were not just theoretical. They involved practical inventions such as coils, transmitters, and receivers that demonstrated real-world applications of wireless signal transmission. Tesla's work on wireless energy transmission, Tesla's vision of wireless energy transmission was even more ambitious than his work in radio. He believed that electricity could be transmitted through the air or even through the earth itself, without the need for wires. He theorized that energy could be sent to homes, factories, and cities anywhere in the world, making electricity universally accessible and reducing dependence on localized power grids. Tesla's most famous project in this area was the Wardenclyffe Tower, built in New York in 1901-1902. The tower was intended as a massive wireless transmission station capable of sending both signals and electrical energy across long distances. Tesla imagined a global network that could provide free or low-cost electricity as well as instant communication to anyone on the planet. While the project was never fully completed due to financial difficulties, it remains one of the most famous examples of Tesla's forward-thinking approach to technology. Tesla also developed devices that could demonstrate wireless power transfer on a smaller scale. For example, he successfully lit fluorescent lamps and other electrical devices without connecting them directly to a power source. He experimented with resonant induction and high-frequency currents, showing that energy could be transmitted safely over short distances. These experiments form the conceptual basis for many modern technologies, such as wireless charging for phones and electric vehicles, radio, frequency energy transfer, and even some emerging concepts in wireless energy for industrial applications. Tesla's pursuit of wireless energy was motivated not only by technical curiosity, but also by a vision of societal transformation. He believed that by transmitting power without wires, electricity could reach remote areas, industrial productivity could increase, and people everywhere could enjoy access to energy that was previously limited to wealthy urban centers. His work inspired generations of engineers and inventors who continue to explore wireless power technologies today. Tesla's early robotics concepts, in addition to radio and wireless energy, Tesla contributed to the early concepts of robotics and automated control systems. In 1898, he demonstrated a remote-controlled boat, one of the first practical applications of wireless control technology. The boat was controlled using radio signals and could move forward, backward, and even perform turns, all without physical contact. Tesla called it an automaton, and it amazed audiences as a glimpse into a future where machines could operate autonomously or be remotely directed. Tesla's invention of remote-controlled machines was groundbreaking because it introduced the idea that machines could act independently of human touch, responding instead to signals or commands. This principle forms the foundation of modern robotics, drones, industrial automation, and remotely operated vehicles. Today, robots perform complex tasks in factories, explore dangerous environments, and even assist in medical surgeries. All of these technologies are rooted in Tesla's pioneering work with remote-controlled devices and automated systems. Tesla's vision of robotics went beyond simple control. He imagined machines capable of performing work on behalf of humans in ways that were safer, faster, or more efficient. His early work inspired later engineers to explore artificial intelligence, feedback control systems, and autonomous robotics. Tesla's combination of imagination, electrical engineering, and mechanical design provided a conceptual framework that remains relevant in robotics research today. The interconnected impact of Tesla's work, Tesla's contributions to radio, wireless energy, and robotics are interconnected by a common theme: the use of electricity as a versatile and transformative force. By understanding how electrical currents could be manipulated, transmitted, and controlled, Tesla laid the foundation for multiple technological revolutions. His work in radio enabled communication across vast distances. His experiments with wireless energy envisioned a world where power could be as ubiquitous as information. His early robotics concepts demonstrated that machines could act autonomously, responding to electrical signals rather than direct human control. Tesla's ability to anticipate future technological needs is remarkable. Many of his ideas were decades ahead of their practical implementation. For example, the remote-controlled boat of 1898 foreshadowed drones and automated vehicles, while wireless energy experiments foreshadow modern wireless charging and renewable energy distribution. Tesla's experiments in high-frequency currents, radio waves, and electrical resonance created principles that are still applied in modern electronics, telecommunication, and control systems. Tesla's legacy in modern technology today: Tesla's influence is everywhere. Radio technology continues to evolve in mobile communications, satellite broadcasting, and Wi-Fi systems. Wireless energy transfer is used in charging pads, electric cars, and medical implants. Robotics and automation are transforming industries, transportation, and even entertainment. Tesla's early contributions provided both the conceptual and practical foundations for these advances. Moreover, Tesla's work highlights the importance of visionary thinking in innovation. Many of his inventions could not be commercialized immediately due to technical or financial limitations. Yet his ideas anticipated future needs, inspiring later generations to develop technologies that only became feasible decades after his experiments. Tesla demonstrated that true innovation often requires looking beyond immediate possibilities and imagining what the world could become. Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest inventors in history, was a man of extraordinary vision. He imagined technologies and systems that were far ahead of his time, often decades beyond what contemporary society could implement or understand. However, despite his genius, Tesla frequently struggled to secure the financial support necessary to bring his ideas to completion. Many of his most ambitious projects remained unfinished or only partially realized due to lack of funding. This limitation, while frustrating for Tesla, highlights both the challenges faced by visionary inventors and the profound impact of financial support on scientific progress. Understanding this aspect of Tesla's life provides insight into why some of his most revolutionary concepts were delayed or abandoned, and why his legacy is both remarkable and tragic. Tesla's financial struggles were partly a consequence of the nature of his inventions. Unlike many inventors of his time, Tesla was not primarily motivated by profit. He was driven by curiosity, the desire to improve human life, and the ambition to push the boundaries of technology. This visionary mindset often led him to pursue projects that were extremely ambitious, expensive, and technically challenging. Investors and banks, however, typically wanted more immediate returns on their money. Tesla's ideas, such as wireless energy transmission or a global electrical communication network, were groundbreaking, but they also carried high financial risk and uncertain timelines. As a result, he frequently found it difficult to secure the sustained funding necessary for completion. One of the clearest examples of Tesla's financial difficulties affecting his work is the Wardenclyffe Tower project, built in Shoreham, New York, in 1901-1902. Tesla envisioned this tower as a facility for wireless transmission of both information and power. His plan was ambitious. The tower would transmit messages, signals, and electricity across the globe without the need for wires, providing communication and energy to even the most remote areas. Tesla's goal was not just to invent a new technology, but to revolutionize the way humanity accessed electricity and information. However, the project required enormous financial backing, and Tesla initially relied on the support of investors like J.P. Morgan. Unfortunately, the investors eventually withdrew their support when they realized that Tesla's goals, particularly the transmission of free energy, would not generate direct profits. Without sufficient funds, construction halted, and the tower was never completed. This unfinished project remains one of the most famous symbols of Tesla's struggle to reconcile visionary ideas with financial reality. Financial limitations affected not only Tesla's large-scale projects, but also many smaller inventions and experiments. For example, Tesla developed concepts for bladeless turbines, advanced generators, and high-frequency energy devices. These devices often required specialized materials, precise manufacturing, and significant laboratory space. Without adequate funding, Tesla was forced to scale down his experiments, work with less ideal materials, or abandon projects altogether. In some cases, he relied on borrowed money, personal funds, or temporary loans from supportive backers, but these sources were rarely sufficient to sustain long-term experimentation. Tesla's lack of funding was also intertwined with the competitive and often hostile environment of invention during his era. He faced rivals such as Thomas Edison and companies invested in direct current DC systems, who actively campaigned against Tesla's alternating current AC technology. The intense competition made some investors wary of putting money into Tesla's projects, fearing legal battles or public backlash. Additionally, many of Tesla's ideas were so advanced that potential financiers struggled to understand their practical value. For instance, the notion of wireless energy transmission seemed almost magical to people of the early 20th century. While Tesla could describe the scientific principles and potential applications, translating these concepts into guaranteed profits was difficult. As a result, funding was often sporadic, inconsistent, or insufficient to bring his visions to fruition. Another significant example is Tesla's experiments with wireless lighting and energy in the late 1890s and early 1900s. Tesla demonstrated that electricity could be transmitted without wires, lighting lamps across a room or even across small distances outdoors. These experiments captured the public imagination and demonstrated the feasibility of wireless power, but scaling these experiments to practical, global applications required substantial financial investment. Without continuous support, Tesla's research could not progress beyond laboratory demonstrations, and he was unable to fully commercialize the technology during his lifetime. Tesla also attempted projects related to earthquake machines, energy weapons, and atmospheric energy transmission. These ideas, while revolutionary, were expensive to research and build. Tesla often faced skepticism from both investors and the scientific community. Because these concepts were futuristic, potential funders feared that their investments might never yield practical results. Tesla's insistence on pursuing ideas for the benefit of humanity, rather than immediate financial gain, meant that he frequently refused to compromise on the integrity or scope of his work. While admirable, this idealism made it even more difficult for him to secure funding, leaving many projects unfinished. The consequences of insufficient funding were not only personal, but also scientific. Some of Tesla's incomplete projects had the potential to significantly accelerate technological progress. For example, if Wardenclyffe Tower had been fully operational, it might have provided insights into wireless energy systems decades earlier, potentially transforming electricity, distribution, and communication technology. Similarly, Tesla's bladeless turbines and high-frequency generators could have influenced industrial energy systems much sooner. The lack of funding delayed these contributions, illustrating how financial resources are often as crucial as scientific genius in determining the pace of innovation. Despite these setbacks, Tesla remained remarkably productive and inventive. Even with limited funds, he continued to file patents, develop prototypes, and conduct experiments that would shape the future of technology. His perseverance in the face of financial obstacles demonstrates a remarkable dedication to discovery and innovation. It also highlights a recurring theme in the lives of visionary inventors: the tension between imagination and financial reality. Tesla's unfinished projects remind us that even extraordinary talent and groundbreaking ideas require resources to reach their full potential. Tesla's struggles also had broader implications for the perception of inventors and innovation. His financial difficulties, combined with his eccentric personality and relentless focus on futuristic concepts, led many contemporaries to underestimate his contributions. Only after his death did the full scope of his visionary work become widely recognized. Today, historians and engineers acknowledge that many of Tesla's unfinished projects contained ideas that were decades ahead of their time, influencing fields as diverse as wireless communication, energy transmission, robotics, and electrical engineering. Nikola Tesla's legacy is a remarkable testament to the power of creativity, innovation, and scientific imagination. He was not merely an inventor. He was a visionary thinker whose ideas pushed the boundaries of what was considered possible in his time. Tesla's work spanned numerous fields, including electricity, electromagnetism, wireless communication, energy transmission, robotics, and even futuristic concepts such as free global energy. Today, Tesla's name is synonymous with innovation and imagination, representing the enduring impact of a mind that consistently envisioned the future long before it arrived. Tesla's creativity was evident in the originality and diversity of his inventions. Unlike many inventors who focused on incremental improvements, Tesla imagined entirely new ways to harness and manipulate natural forces. His invention of the alternating current AC system, including AC generators, transformers, and motors, was a monumental leap forward from the existing direct current DC systems. While others were improving small-scale electrical equipment, Tesla envisioned a global network capable of transmitting electricity efficiently over hundreds of miles. His ideas required not only technical skill, but also an extraordinary ability to visualize complex systems in his mind before building them, a form of creativity that remains rare among scientists and engineers. Tesla's innovation extended far beyond AC electricity. He pioneered the concept of wireless energy transmission, demonstrating that power could be transmitted without physical wires using resonant frequencies and high-voltage currents. Through experiments with Tesla coils and the Wardenclyffe Tower project, he sought to create a world where energy could be shared freely and efficiently. These innovations were decades ahead of their time, inspiring modern technologies such as wireless charging, radio communication, and remote power transfer. Tesla's ability to imagine these possibilities and pursue them, even without immediate financial or societal support, highlights his remarkable inventive spirit. In addition to his creativity, Tesla's legacy embodies scientific imagination. He often conceived of experiments and technologies that were impossible to implement fully with the tools and resources of his era. For instance, he experimented with high-frequency currents, resonance, and electromagnetic fields, exploring principles that were not fully understood at the time. His work in this area laid the foundation for modern electrical engineering, including concepts used in radio, medical devices, and industrial machinery. Tesla's scientific imagination allowed him to anticipate technological advances decades in advance, effectively seeing the future of science and engineering. Tesla's contributions also highlight the intersection of creativity and practical innovation. The AC motor, for example, was not merely a theoretical idea. It was a highly practical device that transformed industry by providing efficient and reliable mechanical power. Tesla's motors powered factories, transportation systems, and homes, revolutionizing the way people worked and lived. His innovations were not abstract, they solved real problems, demonstrating that creativity coupled with technical mastery can lead to transformative change. Another aspect of Tesla's legacy is his exploration of automation and early robotics concepts. He demonstrated a remote, controlled boat in 1898, one of the earliest examples of wireless control technology. This invention revealed his capacity to envision a world where machines could operate autonomously or be controlled remotely, long before robotics and automation became mainstream. Tesla's work in this area foreshadowed technologies such as drones, automated vehicles, industrial robots, and even concepts of artificial intelligence, demonstrating the breadth and forward-looking nature of his imagination. Tesla's creativity and imagination were not limited to specific devices. They extended to big-picture concepts about how technology could reshape society. He envisioned a world where energy was abundant, communication was instant and wireless, and human labor could be enhanced or replaced by intelligent machines. These ideas were revolutionary in his era, when electricity was still a luxury, wireless communication was experimental, and mechanized labor was in its infancy. Tesla's ability to combine deep scientific knowledge with visionary thinking allowed him to imagine entire systems and infrastructures that only became feasible decades later. One of the defining characteristics of Tesla's legacy is the lasting influence of his ideas. Even though many of his projects were unfinished or not widely recognized during his lifetime, the principles he discovered continue to underpin modern technology. AC electricity powers nearly every home and business today. Wireless communication, from radio to smartphones, relies on concepts Tesla explored in the 1890s. Wireless energy, automation, and robotics trace back to his experiments and patents. Tesla's legacy demonstrates that truly creative and imaginative work can have effects far beyond an inventor's own time, influencing future generations of scientists, engineers, and innovators. Tesla's life also embodies the spirit of intellectual courage. He pursued ideas that were often considered impossible or impractical. Financial setbacks, skepticism from peers, and competition from rivals like Thomas Edison did not deter him from exploring his visions. Tesla's willingness to follow his imagination, even in the face of adversity, emphasizes the importance of perseverance in scientific and creative endeavors. His legacy shows that innovation often requires taking risks, challenging conventional thinking, and committing to ideas that may not yield immediate rewards. Tesla's influence is also cultural. He has become a symbol of brilliant innovation and forward-thinking science. His name appears on products, companies, and educational curricula worldwide, reflecting the inspiration he continues to provide. Tesla represents the ideal of creativity and scientific imagination, the ability to dream boldly, think differently, and create technologies that reshape human life. He reminds us that imagination and creativity are not merely personal traits, but essential drivers of societal progress. Finally, Tesla's legacy teaches an important lesson about the relationship between vision and practicality. While some of his projects remained unfinished or impractical in his time, they served as seeds for future technological development. The innovations he conceived, from AC systems to wireless energy, have become the foundation for modern science and technology. Tesla's life illustrates that creativity and imagination, when pursued rigorously and ethically, can transform the world, even if the immediate realization of ideas is delayed. In conclusion, Nikola Tesla's legacy is a testament to the power of creativity, innovation, and scientific imagination. Through his groundbreaking work in electricity, wireless energy, robotics, and visionary systems, Tesla demonstrated that a mind guided by curiosity, ingenuity, and foresight can profoundly shape the world. His ability to envision technologies far beyond the capabilities of his era coupled with his dedication to realizing these ideas, ensures that Tesla remains a timeless symbol of human ingenuity. His legacy continues to inspire engineers, scientists, inventors, and dreamers, reminding the world that creativity and imagination are as essential as knowledge and skill in advancing civilization.